Good evening. So, the website that I chose to recreate a replica of was the sitebuilderreport.com homepage, which is where I used one of the UX portfolios to do a research analysis on earlier this week. I chose this website because it was a little more detailed than the other four. So what I found easy was pretty much dropping the pictures in. That was probably the easiest thing. So what I did was I added the title first. I made a square to drop the pictures in, and then of course at the bottom I did a description. I wanted to make sure that the spacing was accurate just as it was on the original website. So for each section I titled it. So I would say that this portion was probably the easiest because I used a repeat grid. So once I got the title, the description of the picture in, I did a repeat grid, and I did that for the first 9 pictures. Um, and so I did notice on the site that there was some spacing in between the first 9 pictures and the last 6, and they had little lines. So I wanted to make sure I put the lines in there. They had a navigation to the right-hand side of each section, so I wanted to make sure I incorporated that as well. I would say what was challenging for me was trying to get this gradient um, close to as it is on the original website. That was a little bit challenging. I think that the original site, it was a little more pink on the word website was a little more pink than what I have here is kind of like a fuchsia. But I tried to get that as close as possible. Something else that's has been a challenge for me would be paying attention to detail. So I did notice that on the original website there was just a few words. I'm sorry, one word that was misspelled. I didn't know whether I should put that into the replica or not, but I chose to correct it. So I kind of was pondering on that for a while, so I tend to overthink a little bit. So here there were some quotes. The uh, the menu up top, I wanted to make sure that that was correct. Sometimes when I use repeat grids, I forget to go back and actually change the wording. So that's something that I really paid attention to when recreating this. And on the original site, I thought something that was different was that some of the words were underlined. Uh, I didn't know why, but I went ahead and underlined some of the words the exact words that were underlined in the original website. Um, and something that I will continue to focus on that has been and spending more time practicing on is still paying close attention to detail. Even before I did this evaluation, I noticed that one of the lines that, like this line, wasn't there. It was the opacity was on 0. So really going back over my work, making sure everything is spelled correctly. Um, oh, I'm sorry. And another thing that was challenging before I finish was finding the copyright sign. I have never used the copyright. I've never had to type in a copyright sign on any of my previous projects. And I know that's definitely important, especially for branding. So I actually spent some time looking, learning on how to enter the code on Windows in order to create a copyright sign. So that was a little challenging. I mean, not really, but sort of because I didn't know how to incorporate that. What I also did um, was add this search menu. I made like the little filter sign. Something else that was challenging was getting the spacing right for these arrows. This was not actually a part of the website. However, when I was on the website, this was there, so I just incorporated it because that's what I saw. Um, so that is it for my evaluation. Um, Thank you.